Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, a little blast from the past. Remember the Jeep Scrambler? Well, apparently it may be a blast into our future because the Jeep brand not officially said, but there's a lot of rumors floating about the old interwebs that the Scrambler name will return for the new pickup truck version of the next generation Jeep Wrangler. Not a big fan on my end of the things of that name Scrambler, but I am super excited about this new pickup truck version of the Wrangler. And if you are too, well, you got a fair amount of time to get your affairs in order so you can afford one of these machines, as this vehicle won't be going into production until the fourth quarter of 2018, so you got a fair amount of time to get things right. A machine that's going to be out way sooner than that is the brand new Ford Raptor, but this vehicle is actually set up to take on desert racing. This will be competing in the factory production stock class that is in the Best of the Desert series, racing all across the southwest of the United States, including the Baja Peninsula. Now, this vehicle isn't totally factory stock. There are a fair amount of upgrades to this machine, including brand new front springs to help on the compression side, and not to mention to help in the ride height of this vehicle. 4 brand new Fox shocks that are upgraded from the factory Fox shocks that are on this machine to help with the increasing punishment that desert racing will bring. Massive amount of off-road lights, a winch, full safety equipment including brand new roll cage in the machine, full racing suspension seat, racing harnesses, not to mention all the GPS systems, and all per the rules for the Best in the Desert series. Be very interesting to see what this does in factory production vehicle class, because I think it may do very well, especially with how well this is prepped. And on the other side of things, think of all these production style racing vehicles. Think of Porsche building a lot of those GT3 race cars that you could just buy. Could possibly Ford be building some more race prep version of these to be sold to the public, and maybe they'll still be street legal enough that you can go play on public roads? Okay, that's just me just actually thinking out loud. Next up on the list, going to start a couple of stories that are a little bit on the sad side, including this particular machine. Remember the Cadillac ELR. Johan Denissen, the head of Cadillac, has said that this vehicle will not continue on past its current life cycle, meaning there will be no second generation ELR. Now, this vehicle's always been somewhat of a niche vehicle because it's a coupe, which makes it a niche vehicle. It's a hybrid, which makes it a niche vehicle. It's a plug-in hybrid, which further makes it a niche vehicle. And the fact that this thing is just basically a way sexier version of the Chevrolet Volt always kind of kept it in a little bit of limbo. It was way more expensive than the Volt, and I mean, without the utility of having 4 doors, and even though I think this thing is drop dead gorgeous, it just didn't sell. In fact, all the year of 2015, they just sold and I just mean just over 1,000 units for the year. So, yeah, this vehicle wasn't selling well, so it's not a huge surprise that this machine will be going by the wayside. And an entire manufacturer will be going by the wayside is the Scion Group. I, in fact, heard this on my local news affiliate first thing, and I was stunned. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Now, if you don't know what Scion is as far as what it is in the modern lexicon of the U.S. automobile market, it was basically a niche group underneath Toyota, meaning it was an entry-level group for Toyota. Toyota was basically having troubles with the youth of America who had family members and especially their parents driving around in Toyota machines, and they really didn't want to drive what mom and dad or their relatives drove. So Toyota hatched a plan to build a new little market underneath with inexpensive, cool cars, and hoping that those young folks would jump into the Scion brand and then just slowly slide in to Toyotas and later on into Lexuses. This never really happened. They did sell very well for a couple of years, but all the year of 2015, they sold well under 60,000 units for the year. So sadly, as of August of 2016, the Scion brand will be no more. Now, if you're pretty sad about this, don't get super, because these vehicles will continue on as Toyotas. Yes, a lot of them will, including some of your favorites like the FRS and the IA and the IM will continue on as Toyota versions of these machines. So, and if you own any old Scion machine, guess what? You can take it right on down to your Toyota dealership and they can service it and work on it like nothing else happened. That being said, you may have mentioned one machine, this machine, that I did not mention, because this machine will be no more past August of 2016. This is the TC. Now, the TC will get a send-off, and a final edition will be built of this. So if you really would love to have one of these vehicles, there will be a final edition, one last hurrah of a new vehicle. Kind of sad to see this car go, sad to see Scion go. But it did bring me to an interesting situation, because the FRS, I love the car. I fit pretty well in it for being as big as I am, and would love to own one of those machines. But the first thing I wanted to do was to rip off all the Scion badges and the FRS badges and put GT86 and Toyota badges on it, because I thought it'd be kind of niche and kitschy to have here in the United States. But I'm wondering if the FRS will become a GT86 underneath Toyota now, so we'll have to wait and see on that deal. And last up on the list, yes, again, we're going to talk about the Fast and Furious franchise, because Mr. Vin Diesel on the old Instagrams not only showed off that April 14th of 2017 will get the 8th version of the Fast franchise, but he also outlaid the next 9, or I should say the 9th film and the 10th film. The 9th film will come out on April 19th of 2019, and the 10th film will come out on April 2nd of 2021. So basically every about 3 years, you're going to get a Fast and Furious film. Not to mention, there's that whole talk about the Fox television series that could be coming up, showing off Fast and Furious lifestyle. Not to mention, there may be a bunch of spin-offs coming soon, including a lot of characters inside of the franchise that may get their own little film renditions all around them. So we'll have to wait and see on those, as well as this is a cash cow. Like I said, these films make more money in China than they make almost anywhere else on the planet. And as long as the Chinese love watching these films, and it still makes this much money in the United States and everywhere else around the world, they'll continue to make these movies. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, don't forget to like us over there. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.